Magical. Mesmerizing.
Fun.
Eye-opening.
Immersive.
Exciting. Exhilarating.
Interactive.
A lot of fun.
Super fun.
Expectation exceeding. It's eye-opening.
It's about building chemistry.
In 1991, MIlton Academy was able to host South African musician Abdullah Ibrahim. He came to MIlton Academy, and in the middle of a concert that my students were playing of his compositions. And I was told that when he walked into the room and heard the students playing, he had tears in his eyes, and he ran up to the stage after our performance and said, "You have to come to South Africa with me." This is our 13th tour of South Africa that we took, and it's been really meaningful. Some people might wonder, why do you keep going back to the same place? And because of our ongoing connections with wonderful township organizations that we've developed over the decades, when we go to South Africa, we're not tourists. We're coming home to see our cousins and brothers and sisters, and the ongoing interactions that we share because we play South African music, and we can play for South African students. They can play for us, and we can play together. I don't know another way to replicate that.
My favorite part of the trip was actually our first performance at the Laka Music Academy. I just think it was really cool because we were new here and everything was really awesome, and they were really nice and they made us lunch and stuff, and it was a really fun performance. There's no like pressure or stress attached to it.
I think I've grown hugely as a musician because we have this opportunity to play every single day, almost even twice a day, and all the repetition and practice that gives you allows you to really elevate your playing.
Generally, ever since we landed here, it's been nothing like what I would expect. The gigs haven't been anything I've expected. The crowd response was much larger than I thought it would be. The people have all been very, very nice. It's just, I think everything has been surprising. I don't think there's really any place in the world that's been like this that I've ever been to.
I really started to really enjoy jazz throughout this trip. Really get into the music when I'm playing it, move around, really listen to other people's playing, and I just think I've just grown completely as a musician, and I'm gonna use what I've learned here in the future.
I used to be a really stiff performer for a very long time, and I finally learned how to have fun on stage and have fun performing.
at the Peter Marisburg Girls High School, we had an extremely large crowd, one of the biggest crowds we've ever performed to, and their energy to all of our songs, and it was just incredible the way they reacted, and kind of just fed us their own energy, which was really intense.
The whole crowd singing along, and I think that was really special because we were playing the song that we've been practicing for months, and we had people interacting with and enjoying the music we.
My favorite part of the trip was probably the Howick performance at Howick High School. It was a big crowd, and the people were really enthusiastic.
We brought a lot of energy, and the crowd responded. I think those have been some of my favorite moments.
But I think the high school is really special because we really knew some of the people in that audience because we had just done homestays with them. And I know in particular, like talking with my family after the performance was really just so much fun, and it was nice knowing that I was performing for people who I really liked and had gotten to spend time.
That one was so amazing because we got to like interact with students after, and we got to play for the people who we were staying with at the homestays.
I mean, I definitely think I've grown as a musician, just learning to play with a group, but also just learning to have fun when I play. I'm in high school, I've never had the experience or the chance to just play this many concerts like that before. So it's just, it's amazing and super unique that I feel like I can go on a stage like wherever and I won't be scared. I feel like I can play in front of large groups of people easily while still having fun.
I think that having so many concerts has really helped me improve with just myself as a musician and stuff.
I think just getting to play in front of a crowd while also being able to have the ability to mess up and just kind of think about that between performances, okay, this didn't go well this time, but it doesn't matter because the audience really liked it, so I'm not going to do that, but what can I do better for next time? So you really can do the trial and error on stage, which is the thing I think that's very rare for musicians to have, and that's been really consistent because we're playing so many gigs across so many days.
The point is to share the gift of our music at whatever level. So when the students play on these tours, typically, their first concerts aren't their best. And as they continue to play, and sometimes we played 12 times on our 2023 tour, at the end of the tour, they sound a whole lot better. So the musical growth is very evident, and it's about opportunities, and we have far more opportunities to play when we're on tour than we're on campus. The welcome receptions that we receive when we go to schools, it's just incredible. So it really changes our students' perception of how MIlton Academy is this very safe place. We're kind of in a bubble. But when we go out and interact with South African students and adults, it's very different, and it's really opens their eyes and hearts. students get so much better because they're playing almost every day, and there's no substitute for that. And that's not something that we do when we're on campus. You know, even in the classroom, even though we meet frequently, it's not a performance. There's just something about performing live for people that really gets your adrenaline flowing and really helps you evolve.
At the beginning, I was super stressed at the beginning of performances, especially on particular songs. And over the course of the trip, I've been able to loosen up while performing, to enjoy myself while performing, and to work on just being a better performer as well as a better musician.
And then the waterfront here in Cape Town was also really amazing because, like, first of all, it was extremely fun, a super cool venue, and it wasn't like people like who were just stopping by during their while shopping, and it was just cool to see like people moving around and just people coming and going, and there was a huge crowd cheering, everyone was cheering, so that was just a really cool experience.
Very much playing for the public at what is not an insignificant area, and we were just like street buskers, and it felt really good to be able to share our music with people who we know for certain weren't there just because they had to be there. They had the choice to leave and the choice to stay, and they chose to stay and hear our music, and that was really fun. We've had 10, I'd say, or more concerts, and it's really difficult to go through all that and not learn anything. Still a massive way to go, but I definitely think I've grown as a musician.
I have grown as a musician. I feel like I've grown in like an individual sense, but also my ability to work with other people on the band stage has also improved over time.
My favorite part of the trip overall has just been being able to get closer with a group of people that I didn't really know well before. And I think it's also just shown through in our music. I don't think I've ever gotten the chance to be super close with a group of people and play music with them before. It's just so cool how supportive we all are becoming of each other on stage. Everyone cheers when someone solos. It's a super great opportunity.
Everyone's been really supportive and kind to each other, so it's been a really great opportunity to get to meet new people and bond with them.
Kind of cultivating friendships with people on this tour. It's been really interesting. Understanding just people, playing styles, and just like this ensemble.
I'm surprised that I was able to form so many friendships here. I came into this trip not really knowing many people besides my classmates, but I feel like I've come out of this trip with a lot more friends.
I feel like I'm just more comfortable on stage, having performed like 11, 12 times in 2 weeks.
this trip has given us a lot of opportunities to play and to reflect and to adapt with adversity.
We've had to adapt to many different types of drums. Sometimes we wouldn't have the entire drum set. So as a musician, learning to adapt with different various environments and learning to use different instruments and using them as the best possible to create the sound you want. That, I feel like I've learned how to do that, as well as just improve how to listen to other people playing and continue to stay on time.
It's really allowed us to have a new perspective on just playing and just trying to improve every single performance.
When we go in, we're welcome guests, and to have that kind of experience, to get inside places that the typical tourist couldn't go to and socially interact directly, it's just a powerful experience.
Connecting with other people through music, even though we are from completely different backgrounds, completely different cultures.
Socially, spiritually, the growth is really profound, especially when our students go to townships and they see things that are really and shocking to them, and they start to understand that, there are a lot of people who live in poverty, but one of the things that I really like about our tour is that our students typically will come back and say, Mr. Synagro, how come people who have so much less than we have are happier than we are? I just look at them and smile, and that's for you to figure out. But it really, for many people, it's been a life-changing experience.
One thing that surprised me the most was the closeness of areas of extreme wealth and extreme poverty. So you could be driving for 5 minutes and go from places with big houses with pools and stuff to people who were living in one-room houses made out of tinfoil.
There's a lot of poverty, for sure, a lot of things, and where there isn't, where there are tough conditions, there's barbed wire and a lot of protective gear everywhere. I've seen more security signs than I think I ever had in my entire life, but I think it's definitely been an incredible experience, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Although I was kind of expecting it, the poverty was definitely a surprise. I knew that it was bad, but seeing the ship carrying homes, it's really eye-opening for me.
I noticed we're on this massive coach bus going through the townships, and people are taking pictures of the bus because they don't see anything like it. It's a very cool experience.
I feel like the culture here is much different than Boston. they're like very more like kind, generous.
Kind of cool to see like all the different places people are living, and like everyone's nice, and the scenery is really pretty.
Definitely the community and like the people at South Africa. People tend to be really open and loving and very expressive about their energy and their feelings, and it's really a different culture than what I'm used to in the States.
The people here are like really nice and understanding, and it's just very different to America.
And the interactions that we have with South African schools, teachers, students, is just really powerful.
But I also enjoyed the festival at the Amy Foundation because we got to experience many different cultures and like their sense of music and their sense of dancing.
It's been super cool to be at concerts and hear students play tunes that we also learned. Like, it's just super cool to realize that we're learning the same tunes as people like halfway across the world.
Connections with some musicians and South Africans here on this trip has been really influential. I think that we, as a collective, don't get much experience just listening to other jazz artists, other musicians outside of MIlton, so I think it's been a really cool experience.
Our first concert, there was like this small boy, I think 8 years old. He like just came up to me and then started showing me how to play the drums, which was like so cool, even though I knew, but it was like so interesting to see him teach me. And I love how South African people are super nice and generous. Yeah.
Songs with the people from the academy, and again to play it with them a solo over the songs with them with like varying knowledge of like actually knowing the tune. It was a lot of fun.
Everyone's just so welcoming all the time. It just really surprised me. Everyone we meet is just happy to see us and willing to share parts of their culture, which is super cool.
I think my favorite moment on this trip is just interacting with people after we play. A lot of people come up to us, they're very excited, they want to get to know us, and I think that's really cool because it gives us this opportunity to interact with all sorts of people and connect through music. Part of it's just how welcoming it is and how different everyone is, and you talk to different people and no one has the same story, even when they lived similar life experiences. So it's a really amazing chance to meet people who come from all different backgrounds.
Genuinely, I think the people have surprised me. Like, everywhere we go, there's a lot of kindness generally, especially receptions to our music. Also, just things that when people start singing along to the songs that we learned in class for so many months leading up to the trip. It's a really special experience, and it really surprises me every time.
Like learning their cultures and the differences in how they play, and just understanding that even though we come from different places and have different cultures and stuff, just playing jazz can get you friends and connections worldwide. And it doesn't matter where you are, there's always somebody who can open up their doors and open up their life to some jazz.
Also, because of South Africa's fairly recent history over the last 50 years or so, it's a very powerful story about, struggle for independence and freedom. And of course, Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu were incredibly inspirational figures.
Embrace history and uncomfortableness of history, because apartheid and the history around that is so recent here that it's almost essential to grow a sense of empathy and understanding for them to navigate the culture here.
Traveling always gives you a broader sense of like the world at large, and especially in a country with such a recent history of something that happened in the United States, well, like around 60 years ago, 60, 70 years ago, but here it's around 30, so you still have like a lot of remnants of the products of the segregation that happened during apartheid. I think that really puts things into perspective in a way you can't get in the US.
I remember specifically the beginning of our Soweto tour. We stopped at those abandoned power plants, and just a huge tour bus totally didn't fit in. And these four guys came by and they're like, "Hello, welcome to Soweto." It was nice.
One that was really interesting was Robben Island visit, because it just helps you immensely understand the depth of like the discrimination and the struggles that people had to go through to gain freedom.
Another reason we keep going back is that it's just an amazingly beautiful country, and we get to go to a game reserve. There's just hiking. There's Cape Town is just one of the most beautiful cities in the world. A lot of fun things to do, and the relationships that the students build with each other and South African friends, it's very meaningful and very positive.
My time here in Cape Town, it's just been really great. Everything's been so nice. I think the view, honestly, is just waking up every morning and seeing the Table Mountain is just gorgeous. And the other side is the horizon.
We went to Table Mountain. That was really cool.
MIlton Academy is very blessed with resources and connections and contacts and people who want to help. And so we have delivered in our 13 tours over $310,000 retail value worth of books, donated materials. And we've done it so many times that we actually asked the South African hosts, what do you need? You know, here's a list of what we can try to get. So we're really proud of that component, and yeah, it's made a big impact in South Africa.
Your love for us speaks volumes.
With that, we can't do it without people like Bob and MIlton Academy, and thank you. Let's get out of here.